Once upon a time, there dwelt on the shoreline of Lake Ontario, in the province of the same name, 3 sister municipalities. 2 had won fame sufficient to have their names placed on the map in bold type. As you may well imagine, the biggest, the wealthiest, and most impressive of these sister municipalities was Toronto, said to be the fastest-growing metropolis in North America. 40 miles westward was situated the second sister of the trio, a very ambitious industrial port city named Hamilton. Each of these great sister cities was so preoccupied in attracting new admirers from the field of industry that they all but forgot the third sister between them. The Township of Toronto, or Cinderella for the purpose of our story, was a picturesque rural area, peopled mainly by orchardists and farmers. And there was a sprinkling of commuters who worked in the big sister communities but preferred the quiet home life of the township. They seldom missed their train. This Cinderella Township dreamed of days gone by, when Mississaugua Indians roamed the region and took some comfort from the flattering compliments paid to her in these settings described in the White Oaks books by Mazo de la Roque. Then came the post-war era of Canada's booming expansion, and as the older sisters became fatter and bulged their waistlines fair to bursting, industry turned admiring eyes to Cinderella. They liked the potential of the township's many miles of Lake Ontario shoreline, a vast reception area for raw materials by economical water transport, and the completion of the St. Lawrence Seaway also offered interesting possibilities. Industry noted that the main lines of 2 national railway systems crossed the township, considered the network of up-to-date highways leading to Canada's largest centers of population, and paid heed to Malton Airport, one of North America's largest and busiest air terminals. Here were municipal services to gladden the eye of prospective industry, services established by foresighted citizens and their elected leaders. Here was an abundance of water for industry, hydroelectric power drawn from nearby Niagara at modest rates, efficient police and firefighting systems, and many other basic services. But in their final judgment of Cinderella, industry studied her people. For the greatest yardstick in measuring the wealth, well-being, and potential of a community is its citizens, old and young. Careful township planning had made provision for many fine residential communities. The township is primarily a municipality of homeowners, with more than 90% of its citizens owning their own properties. During the past decade, the population has increased more than 100%. In the establishment of new residential communities, care was taken to preserve the natural beauty of the area. There is a time for work and a time for play. The township boasts excellent recreational facilities, including many private golf clubs and a municipal course that is one of the finest championship courses in Canada. This is one of the many modern and easily accessible shopping areas. And there are places to worship for all denominations. The Township of Toronto is Ontario's largest, and many sites have been carefully selected for future industrial expansion. Here is a unique lakeside site, all ready for industrial occupancy. These shaded areas have been set aside. 10,000 acres of zoned industrial land in all. And so the Township of Toronto, a long-forgotten Cinderella, was discovered by industry. In 1955, 740 acres of industrial and commercial land were sold in the township. At the third, pageantry, color, and music attended the lakeside opening of one of Canada's largest producers of cement. Dominion, provincial, and municipal dignitaries joined industrial leaders from two hemispheres at the dedication of a plant geared to produce 16 million bags of cement per year. One of the world's leading aircraft plants has added impact to the township's economy. These speedy jet aircraft have been built by the hundreds for Canada's defenses and air bases abroad, and Malton is proud of them. Every day, 60,000 barrels of petroleum products are processed at this model refinery. A host of other progressive industries producing electronic equipment, food products, chemicals, building materials, and a vast quantity of other commodities, all dedicated to serving the needs of Canadians from coast to coast, now call the Cinderella Township their home. The Township of Toronto is situated strategically in the heartland of Ontario, Canada's largest and most prosperous province. Within a 100-mile radius is a population in excess of 3 million people. With this rich and concentrated market on its doorstep, the Township of Toronto faces a bright and promising future as a partner in the growth and prosperity of the nation. And so the Township of Toronto remains today, as it always has been, a setting of natural scenic beauty with character and quiet charm. And in the future, there are many glowing chapters still to be written into the storybook epic of Canada's Cinderella municipality, the Township of Toronto.